Hello, and welcome to our very first look at the new Hearts of Iron 4 DLC, Graveyard of Empires. We're going to be starting off a brand new game. It is my first look at the new DLC. We're going to be playing as India, because in this new path, they have a new focus tree where they get to form the East India Trade Company. It seems a really ridiculous path and arguably kind of busted. You get to actually be able to buy countries later in the game, and I just like the idea of playing as sort of a capitalist simulator while the war is going on around us, seeing where we decide to sort of find ourselves amongst it over time, whether or not we stick with the Allies, whether or not we turn against the British or what. We're going to play on Iron Man. We're going to leave historical focus off because I feel like this is probably a bit weird, and then we'll dive right in. I have taken a look at the focus tree earlier this morning, so I have a little bit of an idea of what's going on, but not a ton. So the India tree has sort of expanded over here into the Great Depression price controls, and we're going to be going down this tree in particular, where we look to the future and incorporate the East India Company. We'll dive in. We're gonna crack into it right away. The Great Depression price controls hit the subcontinent hard by tying the rupee to the sterling and implementing various price controls. We hope to stabilize the situation. We're going to go straight for it this morning. We're going to need... Let's work our way through the everythings. A little bit of electrical engineering. A little bit of industry to get us cooking. I don't suspect we're going to require much of a military throughout the game. At least not until significantly later. That being said, we'll still throw some people in here. This is a nice infantry later with 4 defense, engineer, invader. Loyal to Britain. We probably don't want British officers. For the most part, I feel like throwing in our officers to India is going to be the way to go. And we actually don't have any commanders whatsoever. What a place we live in, right? Gonna have a lot of Coulter Beckett references today. So I don't like. I'll be really. I don't know a lot about India. For the most part. It's never a place I've been. I have some friends, obviously, from there. But culturally, I don't know like a ton about it. I probably know more about Sri Lanka than I do about India itself. So I'm hoping we get to learn a little bit throughout this as we go down our weird alternative history path. We do have a couple of dockyards. We can just set up to make convoys. Infantry equipment trains. We don't have any trains really yet. I don't even know if we have the railways built yet. I just want to make sure we got everything set up ready to go for when we actually do need it. God knows probably won't be for a long time, but... we do have access to some tanks and planes as well. And I suppose 18 with divisions, 10 with divisions, 18 with garrisons, and small little baby guys. We might as well build some troops. Just because it always seems to be like one of the right ways to go. And then other than that, no, man, I can't even build Cass. Ridiculous. Anyone wants to learn the history, I highly recommend the book Anarchy, The Relentless Rise of East India by William Dalrymple. Base Hoi doesn't have currency like cap systems from the mod. No, compared to Old World Blues. No, no, no. It does have things like the international market, but it's mostly based on you basically trade civilian factories for other things. We have no navy. We have 80 CAS. Okay. They're all rookies. I mean, I'm going to turn them on exercises, even though we're probably going to lose a lot of them in the process. But such is life. We're building up some stuff in Delhi. I feel like we might want to build down in Bombay as well. I'm trying to think of like where the East India Company operates out of, which I believe is Bombay. All right. Let's get cooking. See what it's all about. Dive right in. It's all abstractions. You have to add mods if you want curbs systems. Yeah, I mean, I think the international market is a good way to do it because you can buy all sorts of equipment and the like from the old UK. I feel like we probably want to create an intelligence agency very early on. We have early resistance. Ooh. Of course. Up in the edges of Afghanistan, that does make an awful lot of sense. Northwest frontier provinces. Got that 35%. On civilian oversight, I'd probably say like we might want some secret police or something in here right now. Or even a military governor. Let's go for secret police right now. Get that cut down a little bit, at least until we get our spies up and running. Who can start suppressing? So as the Brits, we are set to a volunteer-only, export-focused civilian economy. We have access to the Reserve Bank of India and the Azad Hind Bank, military construction or civilian construction. I feel like for sure we're going to go with that Central Bank of India. For political advisors, silent workhorse, always good for that bit of political power gain. Captain of industry would be strong, probably. And then maybe this well-mannered I-man? Iman? Or the elusive gentleman? Mac, hello! Hope you're doing well. In classic early game Hoi style, we're going to be just like sitting back for the moment. So there's a few fun things that we do get to do in this focus tree as time goes on. And there's a few alternative paths, one of which is like India can actually form the Silk Road, which China is very mad about. IRL China. Trade port. Add the add-in treaty port, which grants resistance target 15, daily compliance gain 10, 4 building slots, 2 civilian infrastructures, factories, and 2 infrastructures. Yo, that is really good. I'm actually going to pick that up right away because that's just a lot of huge buffs. Do you always start with occupied territory as India, or is that new with the DLC? Not sure. They have changed a few things around. So like all of these groups now, like Syria is its own proper country. There is the Lebanese Republic as well as Mandatory Palestine. We have the province of Aden down here, which is like historically accurate. Sultanate of Asa. There's a few changes that have come in just regards to, I think, the stuff kind of around Iraq. Like Kuwait is its own sheikdom now. So that Iraq actually, I guess, has things to do. The Silk Road path got removed. I could have sworn I saw it this morning. Yeah, expand the Silk Road. So this still exists. This allows you to restore the Timurid Empire. But they cut a lot of flack about this, so. About to pressure and death threats. I mean, I feel like maybe just add it also into China. The China focus tree is a little bit lackluster. What am I doing with these guys? Where do they need to be? I guess, like, we might as well put them on, like, the front lines of Afghanistan, probably. Right now, they're just sort of everywhere. Perhaps the sea is where they should be. Have them just guarding the coasts. The Mughal route, not the Silk Road Empire route. So you've heard. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I could be very, very wrong on that. Not enough manpower. We're short on infantry equipment. So I probably should not be training anybody. Oh, this is just because I set that that garrison to be significantly higher. Do I want early commando training? I think the answer to that is yes. As planned by the British government, we are to hand over the province of Aden to them, but we could probably push to keep it should we desire. Yeah, I want to keep it. What do you mean? Why would I give that over to them? I have this really good focus that I'm in the middle of. Lets me control this this access here up to the Suez. Widespread protests in the Madras states, with local law enforcement reporting escalating violent clashes between demonstrators and authorities. Disperse the crowd. Currently 0% compliance, 0% resistance. We can expect the instability to continue until we gain independence. 65% resistance. I mean, if I have no compliance already, let's just disperse the crowd. The Madras states. Down here. I'm going to learn a lot about India in this playthrough. You get a free civilian factory if you give it up, possibly off map. Portugal? What are you doing in here? We'll have to get that back somehow. Tough. I feel like probably going to just wait for commando training before recruiting. I mean, Tradeport gives me 2 civilian factories and 2 infrastructure. German Reich declares war on the German Empire. Germany falls into civil war. And we are going to continue to look towards the future. We need to look towards the future, not the past, to control the price chaos. A large set of stabilizing measures needs to be implemented yesterday. Popularity of non-aligned increase. Consumer factories get -5%. -5% stability. Weekly stability goes up, though. And infrastructure, construction, and civilian factory goes up. Fun fact, the Indian Army has a unique rank called the Subedar Major, considered the most respected junior commissioned rank of the battalion. There's a fun fact. Turkey remilitarizes. Good for them. So we say. I kind of just want to own all of the ocean. Definitely want to own those delicious Dutch East Indies. Like, if I could steal all of this, I think that would be a great East Indian trading company. All right, we got enough PP to pick someone up here. Not the guys I want, though. I mean, we could go with something like a early army general so that our armies don't suck. The thing is, I just don't expect us to go to war early if we're playing East India. I feel like saving up for Silent Workhorse is going to be the way to go here. Making me want to play Warhammer 3? There's always a little bit of that, isn't there? Getting those big invasions. 4, 3, 2. I'm curious, is this going to automatically flip all these guys to have commando? Thank you. No. How long is this going to take to refill? I guess we could always just get somebody in the meantime. Start rooting out some resistance up here. And I start throwing these guys into the squad. I guess once they start getting enough equipment, right? I guess as this this garrison, this resistance gets rooted out, that'll probably help a lot. All right, let's speed this up. We're waiting largely on just focus trees. Little bit of engineering. Let's pick up computers for that research. I like the idea that we can kind of sit back and focus so much on like the economy in the early phases, these guys. I mean, I guess our economy is an absolute mess. Oh, cool. It actually deleted the other focus tree here, so I don't even have to see it. Add 3 building slots and 3 civilian factories to our capital when completing the incorporation of East India. And then I need to get the opinion of the UK up to at least 71 to lobby Parliament. So let's start improving relations with them. That shouldn't take too long. And as long as our stability stays below 40%, we're fine. And then we can incorporate. The British Raj will be known as the East India Company. The UK British Raj becomes free. The Raj will be split between the East India Company and the remnants of India. Subjects released by us from the subcontinent will be more likely to prioritize industrial focus over other focuses. Remove depression price control. The Second London Naval Treaty limits the size of battleships and aircraft carriers. Yeah, there we go. We got lobby parliament already here. All ready to rock. Hey, Moni. Other things we're probably going to want to do decently early are probably the East Indian Railways. Give us some extra infrastructure, some extra railways. What do we get? Land forts. Friendship with China. Oil. Land forts, armor. Preventative measures stopping the spread of famine. This will reduce the impact of famine when it happens. Good to note. We'll lobby Parliament before we get cooking too much. Jared Can, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the agency. Bolivian generals blunder their coup d'etat. This should be fun because we are playing on the ahistorical mode, so who knows what's going to happen in the world. I figure since we're going ahistorical, we might as well let everybody. It's more interesting that way. Reducing famine historically recommended if you want to improve relationships with the UK. Oh, it's not very English. Would not recommend. I mean, so there's some stuff later on in the focus tree, really like right at the end, where we get abilities to, say, create a war goal against the United Kingdom and all Commonwealth countries. I think there's also a special decision if you own London. Here's the stuff about the Opium War as well. Embrace the opium trade. But you know we're going to go down that route. In the meantime, I guess we're just building factories. Slowly but surely. Subedar Major Bandari Ram awarded a VC for action where he received a burst of light machine gun fire in his left shoulder and a wound in his leg. Crawled to the Japanese light machine gun, severely wounded by bullets and grenade splinters. With superhuman courage and determination. 5 yards of his objective, threw a grenade into the position, killing the enemy gunner and 2 other men, and continued his crawl. He lived? I guess a shot in the shoulder and a wound in the leg. You could live through that. That's just a flesh wound. Remove the risk of famine if we incorporate here as well. After the shock of the Great Depression and the increasingly louder calls for independence, it's clear that the British Crown can no longer bear the burden of governing India. It may lead to temporary instability, but the status quo is not tenable. Let's do business. Big business. Austria returned to Germany. No, Austria returned to Austria. The German military junta. Nah, these guys look like they're winning big time here. Are we going to end up with democratic Germany? Oh my God, we totally are. What's going to happen? This is one of my favorite things in playing non-historical mode. Is just how quickly the world can completely get upended. I like this guy's pirate hat. So who's going fascist then? Maybe communist France? Spain's very split. We got enough for the silent workhorse. Oh, we also got a few other new people here now. Fuel gain from oil. Motor tycoon. Tata chairman. A banking mogul. Acceptance of fascist diplomacy. I mean, maybe not what we need. Political power gain 15%. War support and construction speed reduced, though. Construction is going to be big for us. All right, we're just going to take the PP. Get that early PP. That big PP. It does seem like our resistance is dropping pretty well here. We're down to 49%. Hey, break free from your overlord as a puppet. Has paid dividends to investors. So wait, are we? Yeah, so we're now the East India Company. So we are, Bombay is our capital, and Ahmedabad. Do we also get, yes, we do. We get to keep Aden. And I guess that's it. So is the British Raj our puppet? No. But all these troops get to stay ours. That's crazy. That's crazy. All my guys are loyal to Britain. Oh, no. Oh, and I can't just promote anybody that I want either. All right, well, I guess it's got to be you then. Siege artillery. Amphibious bombardment. I ain't so sure about you. So what do we have? We have decisions available. The East India Company investment schemes. Amount of taxable civilian factories 3. We have paid no dividends to investors, yielding no bonus for the next fiscal year. We pay tax as a percentage of our income in layers called tax brackets. As our income goes up, the tax rate on the next layer of income is higher. At the end of every fiscal year, we need to pay taxes to the British government depending on how big our industry is. This is determined by the amount of civvy factories. The amount is paid in consumer goods factory factor. How much to be paid is determined by different tax brackets as followed. Pay a small amount or a normal amount or a high amount. Oh man, did my construction get canceled? It totally did. Oh no. Does that mean Delhi just didn't get? I should have just been building in Bombay. Oh well, you live, you learn. Production efficiency growth and construction speed gets increased. Yeah, I probably could have had the Bombay factory and gone for a high dividend here, but I mean, this seems good. Why not pay this? Or is the answer going to be I lose all my civilian factories? Appoint a C-suite. The company needs firm leadership focused on growth, and growth. We are now Kessler Sony. Apparently, we like the fascists. We are pro-fascism in this run. Adrenaline, one hell of a chemical, only passed away in 2002. Oh man, what a Chad Lord. And I don't have enough steel. Who's got steel? Who's got steel on the map? We have oil, and I guess we'll have more oil over there. These guys got steel. Ooh, you got lots of good over here. So the Civil War has been ended. Wrecked Germany has come to an end. The fighting was extraordinarily intense with fanatical resistance by the Nazis. It appears Hitler is dead. In 1936, Hitler is dead. The Nazi leadership imprisoned or executed. The provisional government has announced it's necessary to secure their hold over the state and ensure the return of stability to the nation. My God. What is going on? Cool. We have 18 divisions. We can actually guard all of our coastlines. We are exactly perfectly staffed. Never imagine having to learn company financial systems from HOI? Clearly, you've never played Victoria. Democratic, communist, non-aligned. What a country. So what path has he gone down? Oh, I guess rally the Wehrmacht. So he could go communist. Or he could go non-aligned. Uh-oh. He might be Götterdammerunging. Yeah, we're just going to be hard up on supplies, I guess, for a little while. The Olympic Games concluded. I guess we're still pretty democratic. I mean, we're more democratic than the British Raj, that's for sure. Taxes, external investments, agrarian society. We've upset Congress and we've marginalized the Muslim community. With 5% stability. Resistance targets, take over administrative rights, company bonuses. That'll give us triple civilian factories. We need a new CEO with a firm hand to guide its growth and pick the leader who will return the highest yield on investment. Their personality will trickle down to the rest of the leadership group, so it's important we get this right. Conversion costs. I never find conversion costs to be that much of a thing. Production efficiency cap. That ain't bad. Daily political power gain. Party popularity stability modifier and daily support for the unaligned. Or the board of directors, trade resources per factory, construction speed, resource gain efficiency, but resistance target goes up. They got to be a ruthless capitalist. I kind of maybe want to be a ruthless capitalist. If there's one thing I know about capitalism is you got to be ruthless. So let's do it. Corporate expansion giving us military and civvy slots. Category of the state changes to metropolis region in Bombay. And then we can go straight into legalizing opium. Triple civilian slots in Gurjat. Taking over administrative rights. Princely autonomy allows us to reject release subjects from the subcontinent to prioritize industrial focuses over other focuses. That sounds very useful. Unlocks decision to buy states for civilian factories. This is the stuff we want. States that we originally start with get a discount when buying. Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna need civvy factories. Let's build up the economy a little bit here. At a speech today, Stanley Baldwin announces a change in the nation's colonial policy, recognizing the rights of all people for self-determination. The British government has resolved to set all imperial subjects on the path to independence, the conclusion of which is intended to occur in the foreseeable future. All nations with the desire to do so will be welcome to remain as members of the newly founded community of nations, but then as fully equal and independent parties. I don't know if that's going to be a big uh-oh or a big hell yeah for us. Best financial system you've had fun with was Railroad Tycoon, having to buy stocks and set dividends. I mean, I guess that's kind of what we're doing here in a weird way. Decolonize puppet spam. I'm a little bit worried because I'm under the impression that I can buy things from the UK, and I don't know if that's going to be the case if they let everybody be free. How many more of these guys? You know what? I'm just going to do. Get us to 20 troops here. And that's probably all we're going to want, right? Let them train up a little bit. Might be a chance UK goes communist since they're decolonizing. I mean, if they're decolonizing, they'll be a lot easier to take. They do have a bit of communism in there. There's our company bonuses. The first thing that we do, sign company bonuses. Union busting. Ooh. More civilian factories. I do want to legalize the opium trade. Grants consumer goods factories minus 25%, stability minus 20%. I mean, our stability can't get much worse than it already is. That'd give us some infrastructure in Bombay and Gujarat as well. Wouldn't be bad. Oh man, a research slot though? Okay, no. We go to that first. We have 2 research slots right now. That's it. So everything is going real slow. And if we expect to be the East India Trading Company, where we don't even have like a port, a proper port, we got no boats being made. Doesn't really seem like the best idea for us. So what is my intel doing right now, other than the answer of nothing? So here's the deal. As we go down this tree, we got a couple of abilities to annex the Dutch East Indies, the Kingdom of Siam, to annex Russia, to annex the UK and all Commonwealth countries. So I would think Germany to be a good friend. Japan could potentially be a good friend. Though they're probably going to want all of this land as well, so maybe not Japan. I making friends with France? What about the US? They have Guam, but like, I guess they have some islands over here as well that I sort of want. Brazil has become a republic, or always was a republic. Just trying to think like where we should put you. Diplomatic pressure, counterintelligence, or control trade. I mean, I'm not really doing trade with anybody right now. I guess let's just keep her on counterintelligence for right now. So, hard to think about the best geopolitical allies when everything can change in 2 years. I know, right? Like, it's still so early to tell. Oh, the board of directors. We've gotten a different character here now, too. So we no longer get the benefits towards, like, fascist allies. So we can actually decide to side with other groups. If we want to go Democratic board of directors. It's not a bad idea. We have option. Certainly the first thing we want to do is probably try to take over Orissa so we can get access to this steel, this chromium, this aluminum. Put ourselves into place. Here's the first level of construction here. Dispersed or concentrated? Good question. Let's go concentrated industry. No, let's go dispersed. Because we're going to be like all over, hopefully, the East Indies and everything out over here. So we'll be a little bit all over the map. That central bank would be nice. Then again, getting some early army experience is never really a stupid idea. So EIC has artillery if you have coin. No, I can't buy no artillery. We'll make our artillery one day. And then we'll sell it everywhere. We'll make all the artillery friends. All right. Conscription laws. All of our laws are much, much cheaper to sort through with that. Let's get 1 level of nuclear research and 1 research slot. Privatized healthcare also gets us breakthrough points for aerodynamics. 35,000 manpower, which would be kind of nice. And then we can pick up hostile takeover, which just allows us to start just buying places. Then I think probably I'll start breaking out in different directions. But we'll take it into little baby steps. That's a long time away. Radio is always good. I mean, I don't expect any early wars here, so focusing on the eco is definitely the way to go. We do have a little train that goes up the coast. Been playing so much old world blues that I'm not used to having to deal with railway yards. So needing more manpower in India. What trickery is this? I mean, only until we start buying it up, I'd say. Yemen, the Raj, Federation of South Arabia, West Indian States. Okay. Lithuania is declaring war on itself. Lithuanian Independent SSR. Communists! Trying to break free and join Russia, I guess. Oh, and the Spanish Civil War kicked off. And is basically over. Looks like communism's going to be winning here. I would guess. I mean, without fascist Germany helping them in this war, I can't possibly imagine they can win it. Italy's probably helping, but... Because can I send over things like volunteers? We need at least 30 divisions to be able to send volunteer forces. Good to know. Yugoslavia joins the Danubian Federation. With Austria. We got that extra research slot, so we can actually go towards getting some military presence here. Maybe it's time for the Spanish anarchists to shine. Maybe. I think probably we just have communists, though. It's basically Italy versus the USSR in this fight. And Italy... Oh, they did take over Ethiopia. Okay. During World War II, a British general, having heard the famed bravery of the Gurkha, decided to send them on a dangerous volunteer mission. They were dropped from a plane into the jungles of Malaysia. A bit disappointed when only 100%, 50% volunteered. This was changed to 100% when they were told they would be wearing parachutes. Yeah. 50% of them just being like, whatever, we'll hit a tree. We'll be fine. Hey, come out. Really? Low supplies. Wilhelm assumes the Hungarian crown. And the black shirts organized in the UK. Ooh, the British Union of Fascists have begun an organized campaign. Dude, I thought they were going to go communist up here, maybe, but... Fascist UK. I mean, that would probably put us back under fascist board of directors. What's America doing? Just vibing. Okay. They're chilling. They ain't up to too much yet. These have been reduced quite a bit. I guess picking up the captain of industry might be the good choice next. Civilian factories are 5% with you. Captain of industry gives you 10%, and it's cheaper to bank. So, yeah, we'll do that. Alf Landon, guess Roosevelt lost that election? Oh, in the... Alf Landon. He's super democratic, I guess. Republican. The Mexican junta. Fascist Mexico. Ooh, fascist Mexico? Fascist Canada, maybe? Oh my God. Might we get the fascist pincer attack on the United States? Who's leading Germany? The guy with the pirate hat. August von Mackensen. Who is going pretty communist by the look of it. All right, we're going to pick up hostile takeovers, which allows us to start buying territory. Bulgaria joins this confederation. They've got a nice little strip of land here now. I like all these states coming together. Yeah, McKesson has probably one of the best hats of the game. He's just a pirate. All he's missing is an eye patch. Which I think there's like a Swedish king that has an eye patch. That's sort of one of the secret unlocks you can get. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, fascism's going big up here. How interesting. This is the reason everything sucks to build here. We have like zero infrastructure. Practically. I would love to take like new officers, get bonuses, politically connected or media personality. Leaders cost less money. Tricksters, Commando, Naval Invaders, new officers, 50% chance to begin with those traits. 50% chance we get Brilliant Strategist or Inflexible Strategist. I'm just trying to think about like, we don't have anybody who's loyal to India right now. I guess something that would be smart would be actually pumping these guys up to 25 as well. What am I missing here? Oh, it's an artillery battalion is what I'm thinking of. All right, look, we got hostile takeover. We don't have much in the way of military. I'd like to... We'll get a military factory and a civvy factory here, as well as a metropolis. And then we can start making opium. That feels like probably the right idea for everybody. For 1 civilian factory and 10 political power, I can buy stuff. 3 civilian factories. Oh, man. French Somalia land. I can buy these little islands here. By the Faroe Islands from Denmark? Madagascar. I can buy the Suez Canal? Okay, it costs 8 factories, but... okay. I can buy the Panama Canal? What? What? All right, let's start by buying a little bit of India. We got to get access to that steel that's nearby. So I guess Hyperbad. This is wildly inexpensive. That cost me a factory, but I got 2 factories for doing it. What? Military factory. You're building civvy factories. Yeah, I feel like getting the resources here first is the right thing to do. Amelia Earhart disappears. That was a trade for a civvy for a military, but I also got all of these insane amounts of resources from it. Do I give the factory permanently? I believe yes. Removes 1 civilian factory. Yep. So construction speed is king. That means corporate expansion gives us another civvy factory and a military factory. Orissa and Gurujat get infrastructure. I wonder if this will expand as I have more land. Especially this one that's like adds +1 building slots. Let's legalize the opium trade. The Kingdom of Afghanistan has declared war on the Kingdom of Afghanistan, the new Afghan Empire, and Japan has declared war on itself. What's going on over here? Japan and Japan? The state of Japan? Democratic Japan? Dude, there are a lot of civil wars going on right now. Oh, there's only 12 days left for the end of the fiscal year. When the end of the fiscal year times out, remove 2 civvy factories permanently. Modifies external investments to be construction speed, bonus, production efficiency, yada, yada, yada. I mean, I kind of want to move my way back up to Delhi because I know that there's stuff being built there. I guess I'd have to own Rajasthan, which is not really going to get me much. This would get me a port and a factory. Extra ports sound valuable. Let's start with that. We get the Vickers and the radio as well. Korea's free. Certainly a weird new world. It's a bit bizarre. All right, I want one company on military stuff. Artillery wood is basically always a good idea. So let's get that going. So is the old industry. Units unlocked in the military industrial organization. Ammunition factory. Kadaki. Can't get any of those. Defense, soft attack, reliability, hard attack, and piercing. I mean, soft attack and reliability is always a pretty good idea. Never really going to hurt on infantry equipment. All right, the end of the fiscal year. 3, 2, 1. Put an end to taxes for good. If we control London, we can remove all taxes. At the end of the fiscal year, we pay out 4 civilian factories, permanently removing it from a random state. In return, we gain a large amount of additional investment from private investors for the entire duration of the next fiscal year. I mean, that seems good, right? Like, I'm gonna make back what I spend for sure. Crazy amounts of slots in Bombay right now. Let's get that infrastructure up and get that bad boy cooking. China declared war on the Gangxi clique. Mexico has been annexed by the junta. Okay. And we don't know what we are yet. Hungary joins the Danubians. That's Bulgaria, Yugoslavia, Hungary, and Austria. The Socialist Republic of Germany. Germany went communist. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Who is going to be democratic left in this game? Infinite growth. Every company man a civic factory. A civic factory for every man. So if I buy you, I get nothing. But then if I buy Delhi, I get 2. So ultimately, if I buy you, I can then get Delhi and pay for itself. Rajasthan also has 12 million people. Delhi actually does not have that many people. 8 million, 18 million, 46 million, 37, 19, 1, 16. Okay. Anarchist uprising in the Nationalist Civil War. Are these the anarchists? Yes, they totally are. Ooh, they could have a chance. They've got a nice corner, so. Nationalist Spain is definitely getting surrounded. Woohoo, anarcho-syndicalism. The worth of the taxes depends on if you get the spaces back for the factories or if it permanently lowers the factory cap. It just gives you, it just gets rid of the factory. So your cap doesn't go down, which is good. Man, do I just want to keep grabbing these like huge places. I mean, you've got a civvy factory, so why not? You do not. You have 2 civvy factories. Northern Madras. So you pay for yourself. Argentinian Communist Revolution. We've legalized the opium trade. I'm going to start the 3rd opium war. China has tried to control its opium trade, directly coming into conflict with our goals of growth. We need to make sure they see the error of their ways. East India Company demands that we embrace the opium trade. I will get King Dao from them. This province. That's a very random location, but okay. Finland declares war on White Finland. Oh man, this is going very confusing. This game is just all revolutions. Italy has declared war on the Italian Union. Oh my god, dudes. Fascism is in tatters. Some generals may like that a bit too much. Listen, it's just a bit of opium. What's the worst that's going to happen? Can't be that bad. I'm sure they'll be fine. So correct me if I'm wrong. I can give you one of these guys and then those guys. Okay, that's how it works. That's how we get to 25. China took 2 states. The Gengji clique has capitulated. This is what I would like to do here, but I don't know if I can actually afford this. I'm not making the support equipment yet. Is that right? Yeah. I don't think I'm in a rush. I'm trying to get all that artillery and armies up and running. You have 3 civilian factories? Well, I'll buy you. Oh, they all count as occupied states. I see the problem now. I see the problem now. There is princely autonomy. Upon releasing a princely state as a puppet, add princely autonomy. Subject manpower requirement minus 50%. Civilian industry to overlord 50%. Military industry to overlord 50%. Daily autonomy progress gain minus 1.1. Subjects released by us from the subcontinent will be more likely to prioritize industrial focuses over other focuses. Every subject on the Indian subcontinent will receive 1 civilian factory and 3 building slots. Subjects not yet released yet will receive the bonuses when released. Because I'm pretty sure there's a... yeah, there's an ability down here, annex the remnants of the Raj. Does that mean anyone I release as a princely puppet will also be taken? Carlist, Spain. The Spanish Directory. Spain is going through a lot right now. I'm not sure they know what's happening. I mean, I guess I have enough manpower right now to keep annexing places. There Here's rubber down south. Some like oil over this way. You guys have tungsten up there. You got oil in a civvy factory. You got steel, a civvy factory, and a bunch of naval dockyards, so you'd probably be worth buying. You're got 2 factories. You're worth buying. I'm not seeing a lot of reason not to buy all this stuff. Here's the 3rd Opium War. Empowered police forces reduce resistance targets, resistant growth speed, damage to garrison. This seems like a smart choice, given how much resistance we're starting to now encounter. And did I just get this? Oh my god, I totally did. The Opium War is back on, baby. China has agreed to trade large amounts of opium between our countries. With the new treaty port, we're able to directly distribute the goods all across the world. Let this consumption bring friends and foes closer together. Finland got annexed by White Finland. My god, everything is crazy right now. Argentina is annexed. Do I want to spend that on battle plans before I update these guys? Probably not. Let's get them at least up to 25 with. So we know that we have that safety. Can I purchase infantry equipment? I can. From the Russians, from Australia, from Canada. In 7 deliveries over the next year. Yeah, man, I'm gonna buy 1,000 rifles. Right? We need opium to make morphine for the dying troops to make sure nothing has to do with creating drugged up populaces. Hey, man, you never know. You never know what we need it for. This border gore, I know. I'm just like kind of looking at like what's the most valuable provinces for us. TBH probably shouldn't have taken Delhi, but the manpower should at least help with the manpower problem. You guys are ahead of time. Anti-air, anti-tank. I'm gonna need boats. But we better get that first. Particularly, I'm going to need probably submarines. Yeah, see, this is what I was starting to get worried about. We're starting to get really bad resistance everywhere. Well, no, not everywhere, actually, but in some places. Hyperbadia. British Raj. Kolhapur and the Deccan states. I'm trying to think like who are the princely states that we can let people be free and go out into. Let's get submarines going. Here is our security force. We cannot keep an army, but we do have the mandate to equip a police force. Actually, we have a pretty good army right now as well. Civil war in Russia. Oh my God. What's happening? Union busting. Stability -5%. We already have 0 stability. Democracy and communism reduced, but daily support for unaligned is increased. We get 3 Civi factories in Bombay and United Provinces. Let's go for the princely autonomy here. As I try to figure out who the best princes are. You're a prince, Rajaputana. Despite the recent Soviet focus on communism in one country, the internationalist roots of the movement transcend borders. This solidarity with workers around the world was a key element in Joseph Stalin's speech today when the Soviet Compact was announced between Lithuania and the Soviet Union. That's probably going to include Germany very quickly as well. West Indian states. Pakistan's seen the Raj. So right now I'm seeing Rajasthan, Central Indian princely states. Okay, have Central India as a core. I could have these guys be princely states. They're also completely surrounded then as well. This is all... Yeah, I could even give him 2 states. A little 2-state solution, one might say. So who do I need then to lock that down? You? Are a safe one. Not really a lot going on up there. I don't know that I want to buy that just to lose it. The Madras princely state is down here. Central. Well, maybe I should only make the guys who actually say princely states. So the Madras princely state, the central princely states. Maybe that's the right choice. Stalinist victory in the Spanish Civil War. The Soviet influence is correct there. Aragon, unfortunately, the anarchists have been defeated. That being said, it does look like Trotsky is on the move here in the old Soviet Union. So I need to buy you and you. And then I can release him. Oh, we have to complete this first, though. I'm not going to have any factories left at this rate. What flavor of communist would you like in the old Soviet Union? Mysore. What an eyesore. Mysore has Mysore as a core state. Guess let's get you down there, do some rooting. The root out missions here might be worth doing as well, but I'm just like, I'm worried about falling too far behind in factories. Especially because at the end of this year, we have to put out 4 factories. Production is power. The Italians got conquered by the fascists and became the Repubblica Sociale Italiana. 100% fascism. And China is going to war with the communists, so we'll see how they turn out. Hopefully it goes okay. Oh, good. I'm making support equipment now. So I can also put in engineers. I mean, they're not ready for it yet, but Kingdom of Romania. Dude, this federation is getting stonks. That's a big federation. That's a very big federation, in fact. There's our princely autonomy. Sure. United Provinces get an infrastructure. West Bengal gets an infrastructure. Delhi modifies the rate of taxation for all tax brackets by -7%. I mean, that sounds kind of useful. I like that I'm just ignoring all the other trees except for the main tree here. And then under occupied territories, I can go to Central Indian princely states. And I can release them. Upon releasing a princely state as a puppet, add princely autonomy. Let's do it. Release as puppet. Princely autonomy. So they'll focus on industrial effort here and build lots of factories. Trotsky's looking for troops. He's got a lot of the Soviet Union to get through. I like that he basically came out of Ukraine. Like a little reverse Ukrainian invasion here. And for some reason, they have a group in there. And here? Wow, he had a couple little mini squads pop up. So now I want more princely states is what I want. You trade 1 and 1, and you don't really have anything else going on, so... Can I not purchase this? Funnel industry to Central Indian princely states. Sudden increased spending grants construction speed for 210 days, but I lose the civilian factory for it. Okay. Anything going on with the UK and France? France is shifting communist, it looks like. The UK is for sure shifting fascist. They're going for general rearmament right now. I mean, those are both different flavors of communism. I'm sorry, maybe we should become communists. At the rate things are going right now. 8 factories for the Suez Canal. Yeah, I don't know why I can't buy these guys. kind of very confused by that. It's where all the rubber is, too. They have a military factory, Civifac. All that territory is going to suck to take, so I don't really want to take it. These are some pretty juicy population pockets. Though I'll be real, I don't know if that's good for us. I'm a little concerned with how abysmal our stability is. We could buy Shandong from China. I guess buy a huge swath of land. All right, at least Bombay is going to have max infrastructure after this. So things should at least grow there fairly quickly. We got our early submarines. Let's go straight for the next submarine hull. Oops, sorry. Did not get to click. This company costs 5 naval experience to research with them. Yeah, see, I'm making insufficient rubber, so being able to actually annex these guys down here would be really nice. Design lacks torpedoes. I can't build ships without naval experience, and I can't get naval experience without ships. Huh. Special economic zones grants construction speed 20%. Resources to market 90%. Extra trade resources per factory +1. But all my intelligence goes out the door. Tax loopholes. 7% less tax. We get another civvy factory. We get another building slot. Oh, this seems like a right good choice. It seems like a right good choice, it is. Folly, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the agency. Admiral could probably give me XP. You are right. Gotta save up that PP. We got a big need for PP. Everything right now kind of takes it. Let's see. Elastic defense, overwhelming fire. If there's any of these specifically that would be good for us. Naval fuel consumption, probably pretty solid. I imagine maybe is going to be what we're most dealing with as time goes on. You know what? I'm just going to take that right now. And if that's the case, it's going to be Marines. The famous Indian Marines, as we all know them. I could also just take XP gain. Let's do that. All right, improved machine tools. I wouldn't mind some resource gain efficiency. We also do have quite a few refineries, so... And things are going to be the moment we switch our trade focus over, things are going to be a mess. Ordnance Factory Camper. Anti-tank, rocket artilleries. Towed artillery. Towed artillery, get breakthrough defense. Or soft attack in exchange for higher production costs. Right now, I need more artillery, so increasing the production costs is not really something I want to do. I'll give them defense for now. Nationalists seize the Polish government. As Poland becomes fascist. Switzerland annexed Austria. Long Switzerland. Dude, just watching the rest of the world implode right now is half the fun of this. "28 days to the end of the fiscal year." Sorry, and I'm going to be paying 4 factories out. Yikes. So I'm going to go back down to 6 or 7, I guess. On the bright side, at least, like our infrastructure will be up, so we can just focus on cranking out factories after that. Chief of Navy. Convoy rating, naval speed. I'm gonna go convoy rating. There's our tax loopholes, giving us more civvy factories as well as reducing taxation. Raises the requirement for staying inside of a bracket, tax bracket, from 8 to 12. We're going to be underneath that for right now. Let's go with this special economic focus. Oh, no, we're not underneath that. Could we be, though? Yes. 100% we could be, B. I just have to buy territory. Oh, no, but I need PP to do it, and I don't have enough PP. No. The Soviet Union has been annexed. The Union of Soviet Republics. Trotsky's in charge. Oh, I can buy this Portuguese port. That's very fun. I don't know why it won't let me buy these. I was really looking forward to taking Madras and the Madras states. But I guess that's not allowed. Nine to 10, 9 to 20. So like I could get rid of one here by funneling industry. But that is still only bring me down to 9. I need the extra bit of PP, and I'm not going to have it. Better for finance to pay a lawyer to find a tax loophole than it is to pay a tax lawyer to make a hole in finance. Uruguay has capitulated? I just saw them going to war with Brazil. I guess they immediately lost. End of the fiscal year has failed? Question mark. Oh, I guess I have 13 factories. So never mind. I wouldn't be able to get this down anyway. Let's keep paying out big money. That's our job. We're big money dogs. You, I think, might need to move around just a little bit. Hyderabad. We could release as their own. I'm not building anything here. This is actually probably not a terrible choice. I could release these guys as a princely state. They have lots of spots to grow. They're landlocked. Yeah, let's do that. They've got princely autonomy. And then I can focus my resistance fighting in other locations, like Rajasthan. For the meantime. You're building the last road. And then it's like build 14 civilian factories in Bombay is the answer. It's just build all of them. That's what I want you to do. Madagascar is up for sale. I really want to buy that Suez Canal. Because I imagine, like, we must make a bunch of money if we take that, right? If we own the canal, we must get, like, a bunch of trade bonuses. Or taxation, or something of the sort. Can also funnel industry if we so need. Foreign influence. Mobilization speed, daily support. Yeah, we don't really need that stuff. I feel like we're just growing at an absurd rate right now. It's good to own the canal so the AI just doesn't blow it up for no reason as well. Yeah, here's the, like, that's what I'm thinking is, like, if we're going to be controlling everything. Peace movement in the U.S. has suffered a severe setback. Congress passed a joint resolution encouraging President Alf to use military force to safeguard American interests. The Congress has decided it was American indecisiveness that allowed the Great War to drag on for so long. Ooh, so they are not going with isolationist policies. Noted. China's been annexed. I see what's going on over here. This is where the resistance has been happening, is in China. Japan has become just more fascist, I guess. And maybe bigger. And they separated imperial territories. Communist China is toast. Guangxi Click is... I thought they got absorbed. What else can I buy? Portuguese Timor. This one takes 70 days to research. Oh my God. Okay. We'll grab this funnel investment into princely states afterwards. I've been wondering why this one was taking so very long. Yeah, a bunch of these lower ones all cost 70 points. We should be able to start building a submarine. Will it be good? No, not really. But we can put it out there. Make them in probably Bombay. Soviet Portugal was puppeted. The Democratic People's Republic of Angola was puppeted. Portugal has capitulated to Spain. Oh, and I've immediately unlocked those next submarines. Great. Perfect. Should I increase your torpedo tubes then? Probably not a bad idea. We'll focus on the raiding fleets. So this guy is like just immediately old school. At least we don't have to lose much in the way of building there. Excuse me. Double excuse me. Free military factories. What a country. Thought I'd never see that day. Okay, so we have like railway lines. I guess these are the trade lines. Connects it all the way down. We have one guy here on repairs just in case. Civil war in Turkey. The Dominion of Australia seeks distance from the Commonwealth. We've got the funnel investments in princely states. I'm a little bit worried about just like how much I am hog-holing into this tree and ignoring other things. Bombay, Baroda. Indian Railways grant Indian Railway construction speed supply hub and infrastructure. Has a level 1 railway from Bombay to Gujarat and Gujarat to Delhi. But like none of that is going to affect my old economy. And nobody looks like they're going to potentially do me war right now. We're going to bust some unions. We're streaming on Twitch. It's only right. Right? Starting level of new naval leaders. +2, +1. But they're cheaper. Give me the best of the best. Not that I have a navy. Yemen. After a long and concentrated effort to improve cooperation and compliance between our occupation forces, we're now ready to put control of the Mutawaki Kingdom of Yemen back into the hands of a local government. Why would I do that? Why would I ever give them back Yemen? Yemen will stay mine forever. In fact, I should probably take this other part of Yemen. Uh-oh, the British are fascists. Province of Aden. This is also Aden. There's a bit of population here, but that's about it. No factories. No real much enough that costs 3 civilian factories to buy it. There is Abu Dhabi. Not really much going on there either. All right, we are starting to pick up construction speed. Is a grand war going to kick off? And am I going to be involved in it? These guys are naval rearming. France got a decent chance of going communist. I mean, we're going to pick up unaligned support here right now. Continue to tank our stability into 0. Daily political power reduction removes construction speed and removes construction. Oh, this is good. 15% construction speed, 50% research, 0.3 political power per day. Oh man, I should have done that a long time ago. All right, I'd like to keep buying more stuff. Whoa, Peru, Venezuela, El Salvador, the Hispanic Alliance. France, one of the more unstable economic political situations, lasting longer than the democracy in the UK. It's a bit confusing for sure. There's a lot going on there. I kind of would love to buy out Portugal on this spot. Portugal accepts. We get their port, which I thought maybe would have some stuff in it. It doesn't really, though. I still can't buy these states. You're building a factory. Come on, Raj, keep building factories so I can keep buying out your factories. You've got a factory here. I kind of like the idea of landlocking them. This also gives me borders on Iran. for better or worse. Oh, I can also just start buying up Iran. So confusing. You've got military. You've got a civvy factory being built. I can buy this here as well. Just every time I buy something, it also reduces my civilian factories. Didn't France have like 15 prime ministers in the 30s? I think it was a pretty unstable time. France loves going through its revolutions, so. Capital scripts, machines, and submarines at max speed but lower fuel usage. Max range but lower fuel usage. Let's go speed. I don't want to conquer the world. I just want to conquer the, like, Indian Ocean. Resistance is going down there quite a bit. It's down to 26 from 40. Oh, I could just buy Tibet? All of Tibet? Just a part of Tibet. All right, now we're cooking. Now we have so many civilian factories. We are like on the overload. So I can start buying my way down the shore. I mean, there's 2 civilian factories here, so that pays for itself. No, it doesn't. They're also not willing to sell that to me. But it's not on the Indian subcontinent, so it also costs a lot more money to buy. I'm curious, if I buy this... Damn. I saw that they were building a factory here, and I thought, well, the money's already been spent. I guess it will just keep building. But I was not correct, because that's not how the game works. All right, the congressional leaders have been arrested. Our manpower has kind of been hovering at about 190 for a while. Phantom armies, debt manipulation, corporate dominion. Ooh. Minus 6% base stability. That's my favorite thing in the world. Where are we on the old tax season? 180 days, hey? Ah, these are 70 day. But if we're 180 days... 270s would be 140. I could pick up a 35, and then I could pick up a couple of these. I don't think I'm going to get fully out of the tax bracket. 7%. That goes up 4. So I could do 270% here. Let's grab creative accounting. Three civilian factories for that. We could buy the Suez right now. You know what? Let's just do it. No, we can't. We actually don't have enough factories. More than 7 controlled civilian factories. Currently have 6. I currently have 19 factories, 13 of which are building right now, so I'm a little confused on what they're thinking everything is. But all right, we let it slide. Constant shifting political allegiances and scandals and whatnots kept it all changing quite often. France, always in a spot. Always in a dill pickle. Get these torpedo upgrades down here. On the old raiding fleet. So did you automatically get torpedo tubes 2 added? Yes, you did. Nice. Have we built a single ship? We have. We've built a singular fleet. This guy doesn't look Indian. This guy doesn't look Indian either. Well, actually, it kind of does. Fleet coordination. What do I want here? This is my submarine squad, so I feel like high attack is really going to be the key. I suppose there's a few options. I have enough to hire a few of these guys. Let's go for the high attack guy. And we might as well call this like sub pack. Sub pack 20 maybe. The first submarine is out doing drills. Let's hope it doesn't sink itself. Fingers crossed. Another country with interesting prime minister history in the 20s, 30s is Japan. Constant policy fighting between the army and navy meant if the PM was part of the army or navy, they tend to get assassinated by other military branches. Oof. Tough way to go. Old Hirohito here has been in charge for a while. Who seems to be doing relatively fine. I want that canal, baby. You know I want that canal. Then we control trade. Italy will have to become friends with us, because if it wants to get down to Ethiopia, I mean, either that or Italy tries to conquer us. But it looks like we're probably going to have a fascist British, Japanese axis. Is there a game mode that's like ideology? Poland also in fascist with Finland. Mexico is fascist. So, like, I want to know, like, will Canada become fascist because the British are fascist? I guess probably not. I also want to know, can I buy Newfoundland? No. Not yet, at least. All right, there's our improved radio. Might as well get 2 people on engineering right now. Raiding submarines, raiding cruisers, raiding capital ships. Let's go raiding subs. We have enough for another political advisor. Consumer good factory factor. Not a bad choice. Plus the research speed. I mean, I just don't feel like our stability is ever going to be more than 0. At this point, I can't imagine. This also reminds me, didn't we unlock, yeah, special economic zones? Okay, we already have that. So factory output, trade deal, opinion, accepted the fascists. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with the. We're gonna focus on just making all of our factories as much as possible, pumping them out wherever we can. I would love to do probably a little more infrastructure here in Gujarat, so we have a second spot that we can also be building. And then we're not like totally tied in on that. Okay, we've formed our little East India Company. We've got some terrible border going, but we are beginning to tidy it up. We can probably pick up the Suez Canal here in a brief moment. I need one more civvy factory for it. Very soon, very soon. And then we can start popping our way out in other directions and start working on other things. We're kind of into the juicy parts of the tree. We're nearing the end of this tree, so we really need to start focusing on actually having an army and everything else and getting ready for the big war that's going to start kicking off. I think this is where we'll cut our first video.